Hello, everyone, and welcome to the UFO Planet Sightings and News Report. I'm your host, Darren Crapo. On today's episode, we plan to show you 10 of the most recently submitted UFO sightings from around the planet. Plus, Celeste is going to take a look at Hillary Clinton's comments on the Jimmy Kimmel Show last week and decode them into what she really meant to tell us. We'll get all that started right after this. Welcome to the program, and thank you so much for joining me today. I certainly appreciate it. Hope you all had a fantastic week. We have some amazing sightings to show you today, but we're going to begin with headline news because it's rather important. It could be the end of the human race, according to some of the bloggers out there on the internet. They're saying to expect death from space. Who's going to bring that death, and what's going to cause it? Could it happen? Well, here's what they're talking about. They're saying that in the near future, NASA plans to capture asteroids with some amazing space equipment, and then they plan to redirect those asteroids into a stable Earth orbit so that they can send astronauts up to examine the asteroids and bring back samples. Some are asking NASA, how can you be sure that this is safe? We do know that salmonella bacteria brought into space proved to be 3 to 7 times more virulent in space than it was here on Earth. Bacteria grew faster and thicker in space than on the ground. E. coli and staph also flourished in a microgravity environment. So we do know bacteria can survive in space. So does that mean there's a potential that NASA could bring back a deadly virus? The future will tell. Human-like robots, speaking of the future, at the recent South by Southwest conference held mid-March in Austin, Texas, human-like robots were the focus of the show. There was tons of them. Take a look at the facial expressions here and the lifelike look of these new generation robots. This particular one has natural facial expressions. She remembers interactions. She gets smarter over time. She has cameras in those beautiful eyes. And she understands and remembers speech. Almost sounds like the perfect wife, doesn't it, guys? Well, maybe you can order one up, but this one has a message for humanity.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
Okay, so they're not that different from their human counterparts after all. Of course, I'm just kidding. Well, the political decoder, Clinton was on Kimmel, and she had a lot to say there about UFOs, but we're going to decode it. Jimmy said that Bill said that he looked into UFOs and that he didn't find anything. Hillary responded, yes, well, I'm going to do it again. And you know, there's a new name Clinton added. It's unexplained aerial phenomenon, UAP. That's the latest nomenclature. Well, decoded, what she said is that Bill didn't find anything and said he didn't find anything. And she says, yes, well, I'm going to do it again. Another comment, I would like us to go into those files and hopefully make as much of that public as possible. If there's nothing there, let's tell the people there's nothing there. Decoded, let's tell the people there's nothing there. Well, I think Celeste has it bang on here. Unless it's a threat to national security, I think we ought to share it with the public. Decoded, it's a threat to national security. Politicians are famous for telling you what they really mean to say, but wrapping it in a wrapper that makes you believe that it's what you wanted to hear. They're usually very different from one another. We have UFO sightings coming up next. We're going to go to Florida, we're going to go to Poland, and to Massachusetts. Welcome back to the program. If you would like, join me on Twitter. I have a lot of followers there. We're just starting out, but it's growing. I definitely communicate with you at Darren Crapo on Twitter. And I want to thank everyone who has been following me and sending me tweets. Do you tweet? I do. It's time to get started with our UFO sightings for the day. There's some interesting sightings that we need to look at here. A lot of photographs came in this week. This one came from Cape Coral, Florida. This is a video from July 5th, 2012, 75511. People are submitting some of their older sightings, and that's fantastic. Let's have a look.
This is July 5th. I think it's about 8:30, maybe 9 o'clock at night. This is the second time I've seen this thing in the last half hour. The first one shot north into a cloud and disappeared. This one's going slowly across the sky. There's no sound. I'm in Cape Coral, Florida. My house. Right here. Shooting off fireworks over here. With this. It seems to be gone. I don't see it anywhere.
An eerie quiet over Cape Coral, Florida. Mika Pullen, that's where we're heading next. August 20, 2008, MUFON case 75425. It's really nice to have sightings submitted from Poland, and I noticed this week that there were a lot of sightings from outside the United States submitted to MUFON, which is absolutely fantastic. This is a series of 3 photographs that were captured at a rate of 15 frames per second, and we replay the same 3 frames, I should say, over and over again here, so you can have a look at this object that was captured up above the biker. Now, this is a dirt bike. It's moving pretty fast, and so you can kind of gauge how fast this was moving by how far the bike travels in these 3 frames, and it is not far. So whatever was captured there was really moving. Pensacola Beach, Florida, August 30th, 2015. MUFON case 75372. Pensacola Beach. Gosh, I would love to be sitting on a beach right about now. And this looks like a nice one. Now, this one was a person took a shot of what they thought they were seeing up in the sky, and it was another what they call amber orbs that reportedly frequent the area. A lot of orbs. Now, a lot of people say that these orbs are actually Chinese lanterns, but I've noticed more and more experts saying that there's something out there besides Chinese lanterns. So I guess that opens up a new avenue of discussion. South Hadley, Massachusetts, March 29, 2016, MUFON case 75504. This is a rather exciting, this one actually probably should have been the hot video clip of the day. Listen in.
Here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Pretty amazing there. Could easily have been the hot video clip of the day. Submit your sightings. Go to foru2ctv.com/UFO Planet and follow the links. It takes about 10 minutes or less to send us your video or your photos or just your story. We'd really love to hear from you. We have more coming up on today's program, including 5 in a row. We're going to head to Colombia and the United States of America. Hello, this is Darren Crapel from UFO Planet. Starting February 28th, join me every Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m. Mountain Time, -7 GMT, for UFO Planet Extra, our live call-in program featuring guests from around the planet. Join in the conversation on the telephone or on live Skype video. Share your videos and photos live on the program using hashtag UFO Planet Live on Twitter. See you on Sunday at 4U2CTV and YouTube, coming soon to Roku.
UFO Planet.
Welcome back. It's time to look at one more sighting. This came from Chile. It was shot on February 10, 2016. Unfortunately, what we have here looks to be an absolute reflection in the camera lens. Perhaps it's an orb. What do you think? I'd love to see your comments. Those of you who follow on YouTube, I'd love to see what you have to say there. It's time to get started with our 5 in a row. We're going to head to La Vega, Colombia for a March 26, 2016 sighting. This was submitted to MUFON. It's an interesting sighting to look at. The person was using an infrared spectrum camera, and they captured this object. Now, this was translated from Spanish, so we did the best we could using Google Translate. But this person says that basically the object was hovering, and then after a while it began to move, and moved at a fairly rapid pace. Now, if you look carefully here, there are points when I look at it and I see a helicopter. So I zoomed it in there as best I could so you guys could have a look and see what you think there. Sometimes when the sun glistens off an object, it's hard to distinguish exactly what it is, but there's definitely something moving there. New York, New York, in the United States of America, August 26, 2014. This is an interesting sighting, and for some reason there, it decided not to show the map of New York, so I guess you all know where it is. They were on the open deck of a boat sailing in the East River when they took some pictures of the Liberty Tower and surrounding buildings. Now, here's the key. They said they were on an open deck. When I look at these objects up there, to me they look like a light reflection. In fact, we're going to see something here in a moment that makes me believe they were actually behind glass, because you can clearly see on the right-hand side there, it looks like the reflection of perhaps even a boat that was beside them, another boat. Look, you can kind of see the canopy there on top, can't you? So maybe the person was pulling our legs saying that they were on an open deck, because to me that clearly looks like lighting. Hard to tell whether people are going to submit the truth. Alexandria, Virginia is where we're heading to now. This is a strange silvery gray object that was seen hovering at a distance that was kind of over the area, the Eisenhower Avenue and Duke Street. Kind of looks like a skull. I take a look at things and I just kind of compare it to things that I know and understand. It's not moving in the still photographs. The photo on the right and the photo on the left are two separate photos, but they're very close to one another. Jacksonville, Florida, August 15, 2015. 75432 is the case number, and you can verify all of them on YouTube. This was sent in, and someone was up at around 5 a.m. and captured this sighting up in the air. So they said it was August 15th, so I Googled it and checked out to see if there was a rocket launch that day, and yes, there was. So I believe that is what we were seeing here. They sent up some instruments that, I guess basically a high-powered camera. El Paso, Texas, May 2nd, 2015, 75456. Some of these sightings are a little older, but they were just recently submitted. These were some guys that were close to a military site, and they took a couple of photographs, and in the photographs is this object. Now, I've had this similar object on the shows in the past, and I have people that email and say it's an insect, and others that say that it's a craft. So I guess we're going to leave it to you to decide. What do you think we're looking at here in the skies over El Paso, Texas? That's it for our 5 in a row. We still have more coming up on today's program, including our hot video clip, and that one comes to us from Manhattan. Hopefully the map will work on this one. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
Come on.
UFO Planet.
Welcome back to the program. I just want to mention that UFO Planet Extra, our live Sunday program, we're going to resume production on April 17th. I decided to halt production while I awaited some of the new equipment that we're waiting to be able to process the audio properly and to actually be able to permit more than one caller or more than one Skyper at the same time. So April 17th, tune in. I have a bevy of guests lined up that are excited to come on the program with a wide variety of topics to share with you. It's time now for our hot video clip of the day. Today we're going to go to Manhattan. Pardon me, I keep saying Manhattan, haven't I? It's Heathrow Airport in London, England. February 6, 2016. I think I'm remembering the last one. Now what this is an aircraft that is coming in for landing at the Heathrow Airport, and there's an object here that appears to be ascending in the Heathrow flight path. It's kind of hard to see. Actually, it's really hard to see. It took me a while to find the object in the video after it was submitted, but I did find it there, and we're going to zoom in on it here a little bit so we can get a little closer look. Now, what I find strange about this is you have to understand that this is in the flight path of one of the most busy airports on planet Earth. Do we have a bird, a large bird up in the sky? Do we have a balloon that has been lost? Do we have an object that is intelligently being commanded? Interesting to look at. Interestingly enough, the BBC says that the government of England needs to return to investigating UFOs in the UK. Isn't that interesting? I guess there's enough sightings up there that they figure that they need to have some people with some authority and some resources take a closer look at them. Maybe they'll get Nick Pope back involved in that. You never know. Interesting sighting over London, England, in the path of Heathrow Airport. Interesting, isn't it? There's always someone seems to be capturing something interesting, and I apologize for misleading you, telling you we were going to head to Manhattan there. I knew all along it was at Heathrow. I edited it. Well, that's all I have for today's program. A little bit shorter than usual. I'm going to be away for the next week, but you will see me again on Thursday. I want to say thanks to everyone for tuning in on YouTube, 4U2C TV, and Roku Streaming TV. Appreciate it very much. My name's Darren Crapo, and I'll see you again next Thursday. Thanks for watching.